Hello everyone and welcome to episode 11 of the Coffee and Coaching podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by Nike, but Jack didn't get the memo. We're joined by Neill. Lewis, please introduce yourself and explain your coffee situation.
Right, okay, so I'm Neill Coaching, because we've all got some sort of coaching or fitness in our names, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'm a PT, been PT for just under 3 years, based in the lab, Liverpool, in the city centre. Online coach as well, as Jack and Isaac mentioned. And my current coffee situation is I'm waiting for the delivery. So I've had to get a Starbucks, which these are disappointed about. But just to give me points, it's 4 shots. So that gives me some sort of rating.
Yeah, he's done all right. We only got you on the podcast because we thought you were a coffee aficionado.
I'm all right with your coffees.
Rocked up with a Starbucks, man.
I know, I'm disappointed in myself. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. What have you got, Jack?
Starbucks as well, but done it myself, homemade. Still waiting through this bag. That bag was way too big. I need to buy smaller bags.
It's been like 6 episodes now.
It was like a coffee. It was literally as if I was opening my own coffee shop size of bag. It was like a fucking sandbag full of coffee beans.
Was it a Costco one, was it?
Yeah. Costco don't do it, and little do they only do.
Oh, fuck no.
That's the issue. You need to test things out with them. Try a little bit and then go all in.
Yeah, you've just gone all in, just straight from the off. What if it would have been horrible? You'd have been fucked.
I might just message Grind and be like, "Can you send me 6 coffee beans? 2 coffees."
6 coffee beans. I'm on the neighborhood El Salvador, my favorite. I was just saying to you before we started, Neill. Just called you Neill.
Hey, Neill.
Lewis. I'm just trying to work out. There's so many. I'm getting me coffee from neighborhood, and there's just so many different blends that they have. None of them are matching up to El Salvador at all. So I think I'm just gonna have to stick to this from now on.
You go through a phase where you nailed that for a bit and then you'll just get bored of it all of a sudden. Then switch to something else.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm like I said to you, I'm ordering that every time, and then I'm ordering a few different ones, and then when I find another one that is nice, I might do a little transition, make that the new fave. So there's been some news, hasn't there, this week? There's been some shit about skinny jabs in the news this week. Sorry. Jack, you were just chatting about there's all madness going on.
Yeah. So if anyone listening's watched my rant this week, they've done really well, just on a side note.
Have they?
Yeah, people buzz off them rants,
That's funny as fuck.
It's my favourite thing to post all week.
Yeah.
I might just make a separate Instagram where I just rant all day. I feel sound after it as well because I get all my swear words out for the day. But yeah, so I seen an advert for Skinny Jab by Gemma Collins, and then I seen a couple of people jumping on it, saying this is a joke and stuff. So I looked into it a little bit more than we spoke about it last week, didn't we, when it had first come out. Looked into it a little bit more, done the rant video on the Friday, and then had a little bit of a disagreement / misunderstanding with a client who is using Saxander, which is the brand name for loralgatide, I think is the clinical name for the actual drug, but I'm terrible at saying the words. Loralgatide, I think it is. Laralglutide, that's the one. They're using it, but they're using it as they're using it in conjunction with other treatments through the NHS as a drugs trial to test its effectiveness in treating obesity, which is what the drug is actually designed for. So I think the client in question sort of felt like it was a bit of an attack on them. And it wasn't. It was pointing out the fact that obesity and fat loss are not the same thing. So that's what the follow-up video was for. I hadn't really, obviously I'd looked into, she'd told me about some of the side effects that this client was like at risk of. But then when I looked into Saxenda like in more detail, some of the side effects, the very common side effects that I spoke about in the IGTV are horrendous. And that's the very common. I think there's a statistic like 50% of all users suffer gastrointestinal issues.
Terrible.
I also seen someone, I think Phil Laney reposted it on their story. Someone else done it on a rant about it.
Yeah.
And they played a clip of Kerry Katona on like This Morning or some TV show talking about the drug. And she literally said she'd feel happy giving it to her kids.
No, you said that. It's like,
Wow.
Yeah, the maddest thing I've ever seen. And then this morning on LinkedIn, I don't know if you know Ben Carpenter, BDC Carpenter, I think it is on Instagram.
I think come on to him.
Done a post on LinkedIn, and there's a petition on change.org. I'm going to put it on my story later about having Skinny Jab as a brand removed from the market. This isn't a petition to remove Saxenda as a drug for treating obesity, but to remove Skinny Jab from being able to market it as a fat loss drug. So like the general public, which I've signed because, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. It like for anyone wondering why it's okay for obese people to use it, but not just the general person. It's like the side effects are they massively outweigh any benefit that a normal person will get who's just trying to lose 10 pounds. It's not healthy. It's not even effective in the long term, because what we were saying in the last podcast, Jack, when it was like you could take Skinny Jab, lose 10 pounds, and then once that's gone, you have not changed any habits, you've not changed your lifestyle, you've not learned anything, you're not educated. And so as soon as that's gone, you're going to put those 10 pounds back on, you're going to become dependent upon a Skinny Jab or some other shitty method of fat loss. And then you're just sort of shooting yourself in the foot. Whereas if you're obese, it's different, because it's massively different. It's largely psychological. It's you're at a position where also the side effects potentially don't outweigh any benefit that you would get from mass amounts of fat loss in a short period. So for anyone wondering why it's okay for obese people but not an average person, then that's why.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, it's just so you're saying, like, it's in, in a medical situation, that's when it's mostly commonly used. As you said, it's in testing at the moment, or trialing. It's for people who really, really need help and surgery with something. And in order for them to help them lose weight quickly, this appetite suppressant drug or jab, same as coffee, appetite suppressant, will then aid a lower calorie diet, which in turn will make them lose weight quickly. But as Isaac said, there's no understanding of routine or habit or, any sort of learning experience from just jabbing yourself with this chemical.
It's mad,
isn't it? It's a completely different setting as well. Like, if you're sitting down with your doctor and you're going to an obesity clinic, whether it's like private or NHS, and you're at the point where, like, you're not gonna get to, like, I think a BMI of 30 is what's deemed obese, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of arguments, I think, from doctors and that BMI isn't a good enough indication for the health factors of obesity and stuff. But
I literally spent the whole of like September to December reading shitty papers for uni on why BMI is wrong. Don't even speak to me about that.
PTSD. Might be close to 30 as well. I think something like that.
I know. I think I'm like 28 or something. It's like
I was gonna put it in the video, but then it started getting a bit too much by Olaney for what the post was about. There was I was reading some research paper, and it was like the biggest analysis of like obesity and its health effects in the UK. It like looked at like 3.5 million patients, and how so they split the patients into like 4 groups of metabolic health. And like one group was metabolically healthy, so they were obese but they were metabolically healthy, meaning like they had no other health issues, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, nothing like that, no heart issues already existing. Even the group with metabolically healthy obesity we're like 49% more likely to have a serious cardiac event in their life. But that's the difference. Like if you're going to, like I was saying there, if you're going to a doctor, because so you go to your GP and they say, right, look, your BMI is 30, you're clinically classed as having obesity, we're going to send you to an obesity clinic. When you go to the obesity clinic, you don't go in and they're not going to go straight away, right, well, here's this jab, take this and it'll fix it. It's going to be a last resort. Do you know what I mean? It's as my understanding is that it's getting brought in to try and replace surgery. I think costs are going to play a massive factor in that, and obviously the risk factor of surgery as well is high for complications and stuff. But it's going to be at the point of surgery, you're far down the line. Do you know what I mean? There's no other options than to operate. There's no other options than to try this drug. So yeah, like you were saying, like the side effects of the drug don't outweigh the fact that like you could have a heart attack.
Also, as well, if you're in that setting, if you're in a fat loss clinic or an obesity clinic, they're going to be monitoring everything. Like they'll be monitoring your blood pressure, your heart rate, like literally. There's probably like even shit that we don't even know about that they'll be measuring.
Well, they're doing blood work screen and everything. Do you know what I mean? Which not like.
Yeah, they'll be literally your bloods will be done. Everything will be monitored, and that's very different to just some bird called Karen who wants to lose 5 pounds, who's just jabbing herself in the living room.
Even when you look, like I looked at a statement from the CEO of Skinny Jab, and they're like, they talk about it being a drug for obesity, and they talk about you being under supervision and being sent plans and meal plans and stuff through Skinny Jab, and it's like, it's still not the same. It's like,
yeah, it's not.
It's mad, like,
you can pay for it. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah, like, I don't know what it's classed as, but like bringing a supplement to market compared to bringing a pharmaceutical to market are completely different. So bringing a pharmaceutical to market takes years and years of research. It's got to be tested on, you know, not only animals probably, but humans. It's got to be, there's a massive cost involved. Whereas bringing a supplement to market, quick, easy, doesn't have to be 100% correct. As we all know from like proteins and stuff, 20 grams isn't usually 20 grams. Labels aren't usually what they say they are. And it's a lot less cost to that and easier to bring onto the market and make profit. So I don't know where that falls, but I'm guessing it's more towards the supplement end rather than the pharmaceutical end. I mean.
Definitely. I seen I think I might send it to you, Jack, actually. Are you onto it as well, Lewis? Fever 40.
No.
It's did I not send it to you, Jack?
I had someone else send it to me though from what are they called? I know what you mean. I'll know the name when you say it.
It's HR Labs have brought out a fat burner, which normally you just hear fat burner and you think, oh, fuck off, especially us knowing what's in them. It's
that was my first response when I seen it. But
I know, same. One of my old clients sent it to me. I was like, oh, fuck off. And I just clicked on it. I clicked on it and it was Rick from Strom reviewing it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to pay attention because this guy knows what he's talking about. Normally a fat burner is just loads of stimulants and appetite suppressants. And not ideally what you want. I mean, it's again, going back to the same thing. It's like you're not developing any habits. So as soon as that fat burner is gone, it may have some sort of impact in the short term, but you're not, again, developing the ability to achieve long sustainable fat loss. And anyway, so I clicked on it, and this actually seems a bit sick, but I did a little bit of research on it myself, and I can't really. I was thinking about getting it myself because I'm in a fat loss phase at the minute, and I don't know. Rick from Strom seems to think it's pretty. It actually has like ingredients that are actually going to change how you metabolize fat.
Yeah.
Which
I read a review of. I don't know whether you follow him on Instagram, Steve Yogi.
Nah.
No, I chat to him all the time. I've never met the guy. He just followed me one day and we got chatting to him. He's a proper supplement nerd.
Yeah.
And he sent me it the other week. Yeah. And I was like, what's this? And he was like, no, lads, go and read it. And I can't remember who the supplement page was. I think it might have actually been the company that makes it. It was their website.
Yeah.
And it, like, the information on the website was like it wasn't a sales pitch. Do you know what I mean? It was like, this is this ingredient. This is the research backing it. This is this ingredient. This is the research backing it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's not another fat loss supplement.
With us as coaches, it's good that our job is not, we can be wrong. It's no black and white. There's a grey area where we need to go, okay, this could possibly work for some individuals. Is it worth for them? Probably not really.
Exactly.
It's our job to just pinpoint what we want to point to our clients, or have a little positives and negatives of both things.
Exactly. I seen someone post, I think it was Adam Haley actually, and I think we were speaking about it the other day, Jack, as well. It was like 20% of what you do achieves 80% of the results, and the other 20% additional stuff, so supplements, meal time and stuff like that, gets you 20% weight.
80%, 20%, yeah, 20% of work gets you 80% of the result, and then the other 80%, which is like the supplements and fucking all the other like secondary shit, is what gets you that last 20. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, go on, sorry, you go.
Nah, man, you go.
No, I was saying, like, you know, I think there's a study saying there that if you have, I think it's 4 milligrams per kg of caffeine, you can burn another like 50, 100 calories a day. But I'm not going to go and tell my client who's 50k to go and have like 5 monsters just to burn that 50 calories.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you fit it in, the practicality of it? Like, we know that, but am I going to do it? Probably not. If it contributes, yeah, decent is right.
Exactly.
I think we spoke about this last week, didn't we? Like saying like the things that give that 1%, and like when you look at what they're actually given, yet they give you results. Like the caffeine there, like 50 to 100 calories. How many extra steps is that?
It's fuck all.
You know what I mean? It's fucking, is it like wholesome carbs out, like how 50 calories of carbs, like you wouldn't even notice it out of one meal. So
exactly, it's like a buffering period of maintenance calories. So that 50 calories is probably still in maintenance calories. So it makes no difference.
Exactly. And that's what I sort of love about this, is like, I showed you, I tried to make it, anyone watching, anyone listening, you won't be able to hear it, but I tried to make a big spider diagram of all the shit that we think about that goes into programming, and I got one layered in. So it's basically just health, mindset, training, nutrition and sleep. So they're the main things that I try and implement into programs or manipulate to get the best results. And then I got one layered in and started drawing lines between them all to show how they all get together. And I was thinking, like, I've got one layer in, like one layer, and the whole page is full. And I was like, there's so much that goes into it. It's like, you could get someone to drink to Neill 5 monsters and they might burn an extra 150 calories, but then that person now might be sympathetically stimulated to too much of a degree, and therefore now they're in a stressed state, they find it more difficult to retain muscle tissue in a fat loss phase. So it's counterproductive. So it's like there's so much shit that goes into it, and I just love it.
This is why you haven't got
like a game, innit? It's like a game.
It's so extreme. Like I just said, like there's so many variables, and we'll all have our biases towards things, which is natural. But then, like, you know, I might say, you know, for someone, 10 sets is the minimum you want to be doing per muscle group per week. But for example, my client messaged me. I looked on his Instagram last night, and he got home from work at 10, and he posted off 12:15 that he was training. And I messaged him and said, "Go to sleep." That was this morning, obviously, because I weren't awake. But I said, "Go to sleep." And he said, "I'm in work till 10 o'clock every day this week." I was like, "Okay, this week, let's just not focus on training. Just get home from work, tick the boxes, get your steps in, you know, control your sleep, control your stress. And we'll worry about training next week when you're not on 14-hour shifts."
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So are the variables to control, and people assume that exercise is the main thing, when actually it just supports everything else, in my opinion.
I've literally just wrote a post about that for this afternoon, I think it is. That like everyone's chasing perfection, and like most of that, the post basically says like why most people fail at fat loss, or why most people fail at getting results, is because they're chasing perfection.
Yeah.
And it's because of failure. Like, so you've probably both definitely come across it. Like, clients who've just failed multiple times at trying because they're either going too restrictive, they're trying to do too much all at once, or whatever it is, because they're chasing that perfection. And then when you finally get someone to just be like, look, don't worry about that. Did it not go to plan this week? Right, well, just fuck that one thing off, and the other 6 things that we're focusing on, nail them. Rather than thinking, oh, my training's gone to shit this week, so fuck my diet off, fuck my steps off, fuck going to bed early. And it all goes like, stop chasing perfection, just do some stuff.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, client last week, like, again, his compliance rate looked down, and it was not like him. He's usually 100%, 95%. And I messaged him on Friday saying, what's going on this week? Are you okay? He was like, you know, I've had a bit of a stressful week. I'm moving house, all these factors. And I was like, all right, jump on a call on Monday. On Monday, jumped on a call. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like I probably fell off it. I was like, what you weighing at this morning? He went, 50, whatever it was, 105. I said, that's a new low. He went, is it? I was like, yeah. I went, did you train last week? He went, no. I was like, because it contributes to 5% of your expenditure.
Yeah.
5%. Yeah. I said, did you walk? He went, yeah. I said, did you eat your calories? Yeah. You just didn't train then? No. All right, Sam. So you're still on track.
Yeah.
Not to be perfect with all the data, like things playing in with each other.
Definitely.
Do you know what I had this week? For the first time ever, I understand it I was actually saying to the girl, I understand it in theory, but I've never had it with a client. We're 7 or 8 weeks in. She's the exact same weight. Goal's fat loss, and obviously like getting stronger and stuff like that as well. But the main goal is fat loss. Feel a bit more comfortable in her clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Exact same weight. 7 weeks down the line, 50 centimeters off.
Yeah.
Yeah. The exact same weight by like 0.2 of a kilo.
Jeez.
And I was like, she was like, I just don't get it. At first I was like, are the scales broke? What are the scales on? Are your scales on carpet? Like, are they wobbling? Like,
you're lying, all this stuff.
I think it was the last transformation poster. The transformation pictures I posted, like her progress pictures, that was only after 6 weeks, and it's like a world apart.
Crazy.
And I was like, she's literally, obviously, the only thing I can put it down to is that she's actually gained muscle at the same rate that she's lost fat.
She must have.
Like, because what else can it be? Do you know what I mean? For 7 weeks for a weight. And I was like, but it hasn't changed at all, apart from like a couple of points each week. And I was like, you're literally like the same rate that you're losing fat, you gain a muscle. I said, so it will eventually start to come down when the muscle gain drops off with like the calories and stuff. But it's just mad. Like, it's to be that exact. There hasn't been, you know, normally like sometimes you'll get like, oh, you're up a couple of pounds and then you drop 4 and they'll go up one. Just every week. Just bang on. That's what I measurements week after week, just getting smaller. It's just like,
I did a mini cut, and like, you know, I never really take pictures. I've never really done transformation pictures or anything like that with clients. Never done it. I only recently started doing it because it's needed. But but basically, like, I was doing a mini cut, and like I noticed that 1 week, you know, my weight wouldn't move, but my pictures would look boss. And then 1 week, my measurements wouldn't move, and my weight went right down. And there's many different variables that one's always gonna outdo the others at one point.
Yeah, so, that's literally what I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
It's literally what I'm experiencing this morning. I don't know if you've seen my story this morning, but my weight has just stayed at 81.5 or 81.6 for the last 7 or 8 days. But every day I wake up, I'm leaner. Like, my abs are a bit more. There's less to grab. Like, veins are coming out. Like, I'm getting veins in my delts. I was telling you the other day, Jack, weren't I? But only when I train, like, which is sad. But
yeah.
I feel like that all day, me, just doing laps for days.
But yeah, it's like, it's mad. Just progress, but there's so many different ways to measure progress picture, to measure progress, and I think progress pictures are a fantastic one. Because, like, as you say, weights just stay the same, but you can visibly look leaner. It happened with you a few weeks ago, didn't it, Jack? It was like,
It
was like 209 for like 3 weeks, weren't it?
Yeah, probably about that, yeah. And then
you were taking pictures and you looked leaner at the end, and then all of a sudden your weight just went bang, 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 like 4 days on the bounce, didn't it? Like, dropped like 8 pounds in like 4 days.
Go off.
It's crazy.
goes back to that whole like chasing perfection. Like
Mhm.
the client in question was like losing her mind over the weight, and she was like, but it's not changing. Like, what do we need to do? It's not changing. It's not changing. I was like, right, let's look at everything else. So she's gone from getting up at midday and feeling all sluggish. So I started waking her up, just hammering her with text messages, like at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So like she's in Australia, so it was like 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock here. I would just batter her WhatsApp with messages until I got a reply back. Now she's getting up on her own at 7 and has built a routine where she gets up, goes for a walk with the dogs, has a coffee, trains, and gets on with her day. Started nailing that. Nailing her nutrition. We've stepped away from a meal plan. Then we moved on to like calorie goals for each specific meal. And now it's just like an overall calorie and sort of macro goal. So she's progressing each week with her nutrition,
Massive.
progressing with her daily habits. She's nailing her training. Her sleep's better. All her measurements are down. And she was like, yeah, but my weight's not moving. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't fucking matter because look at all the other shit that you've fucking absolutely nailed for week after week after week.
Yeah.
That's like I think
the weight, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean anything.
it's like it's like the thing that we have as a coach. Like we know that these factors are massive. Like these changes in someone are massive. But then people from the outside, all they look for is that picture or that that transformation. Yes, that is good. But as a coach, there's so many other things that we have control of as with our clients. And if someone's more confident, like if someone takes a picture first with the pants over the belly button, I know that they're not as confident. 3 weeks down the line, took a picture with pants under the belly button.
Yeah.
The confidence. Like for me, that's amazing. But for someone who's looking in, who's like, I really want to make this transformation, it doesn't sell because it's not sexy. But to us, that's what we work for every day. Well,
yeah, I think like it's mad, isn't it? The biggest marketing tool we have is the thing we give the least fucks about.
The most extreme thing, yeah.
Yeah, like you need the transformation pictures. You need that social proof to be able to market and bring in new clients and help more people. Because out of all the things, testimonials, videos, the pictures just sell the most because that's the way the world is. But then when you look at what we actually give a fuck about, it's like, I don't care about the picture. Like, how are you?
Crazy. And I've always had that issue. Like, you can't sell that. Like, it doesn't sell. And obviously, we're looking for clients to help them. But we're not always after that transformation before and after. We're always after, like, okay, become a better human.
Yeah. You know what
I mean? Like, and that doesn't sell. But, like, I've had clients for 2.5 years. That's what I've done with them. They know the score. Have they changed massively in the body appearance? Probably not. But in the mindset and the whole outlook on fitness, nutrition, life has changed massively. So we're doing something right, of course.
That's the big thing for me. Like, post a transformation picture and it brings someone in.
Yeah.
But once they're in and they're with you,
do you understand?
It's a story then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think any of us are that type of coach that's just like, you need to do this because I need the photo. You need to do this because I need the photo. It's like, right, did you see that photo? Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Right, now you're here. Help, like, the photo, fuck the photo off. What's actually going on? What's the big issue?
What you really want to achieve now?
You know what I've started doing?
What's nice though is like the things that we were just talking about there, where we focus on making people feel good, making people enjoy eating well, enjoy training. Doing those things makes the pictures. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone loves eating good and someone loves training because they enjoy how it makes them feel and their mindset is on it, their focus, blah blah blah, they will naturally just get the transformation pictures anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, what were you going to say, Jack? I cut you off then.
No, just like, even though like the transformation pictures sell to bring someone new in, it's much more enjoyable, even if transformation picture or not, if someone stops working with you or they get to a point where they're working with you and you're just like, they're better off. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're better off for whatever reason. Sick, innit?
Yeah, I think that, like, coming down to like that, obviously, where you work is like, fucking boss equipment, boss place, hardcore gyms, like loads of like going to gain muscle, that sort of thing. I think it's just the way that I fell into my place of work, which is the lab. It's a private facility, so straight away our audience is people are not comfortable in that scenario. When you bring people in like that, they're not asked about the transformation picture. They want to have better posture. They want to be able to play golf better. They want to be able to just, feel a little bit more confidence in the clothes, that sort of thing. But then the pressures of like social media and social proof is that people want the pictures. Doesn't matter if it's 4 weeks or if it's 12 months. There's still going to be a transformation there. But as long as your confidence in yourself and what you do is, your ethics and your responsibility to do what you want to do with your clients, then that's absolutely fine.
Exactly. What a big thing, what the most rewarding thing I think for me is when you get someone who absolutely was, like you say, really uncomfortable in the gym setting, just hated training in general, and then a few months down the line they're as into it as you are.
Yeah.
It's like it's the best. Like Georgie, you're onto Georgie, Jack.
Mate,
How's out Georgie if you're listening?
she's a machine.
Absolute beast. I mean, she wasn't like scared of training, but she was uncomfortable in the gym setting at the start, and now she's just absolute animal, just a machine. And then another one of my client, I'm going to post a transformation over the next few weeks. He did amazingly well. I think he lost like fucking something stupid, like 2 stone in like a very, very short time. And he'd never been in the gym before ever. And then he just messaged me the other day saying, I can't wait to want to cry and crawl out the gym after the set on the hack squat. Where it's like that feels boss, that people enjoy it so much, and you've created that enjoyment.
Yeah.
And that's why I sort of stepped online, because I can target the people who are like, my demographic tends to be like lads who are, not as confident or want to sort of be in that realm. But like, I can offer that online, whereas I can't really offer that in the gym that I work in, because it hasn't got the equipment, it hasn't got that sort of vibe. So it allows me to do both, which I really think is it works for me and it works for the client. So that's why I like online at the minute.
I think, same. Like that's good, isn't it? Like because I think especially our gym is like
Proper old school.
Old school,
like down the alleyway.
Like, down a little alleyway, tucked away near the scrapyard in Aintree, like
rats in there. I don't know if there's rats.
Shut up, lads, why are you talking about my gym like that? There's big guys in there throwing weights around, and you can always hear weights clunking and stuff, so it's intimidating. You can reach more people outside of that setting online. But also, like, what I miss about the one-to-one is having that consultation with someone who you can tell is dead nervous. And you come in the gym and it's loud and there's loud music playing, and you sit them down, and that maybe the first session's a bit like, and then like 2-3 weeks down the line, they're bouncing in through the door as if like, they own the gym, and it's like, you look at it like, because I think our gym, nicest people in the world, on the outside, scary and intimidating. Like, all of the owners are massive, but are also the nicest people in the world. And when you look at it, you think like, it's all big metal weights and loads of fellas grunting and people invest. And then like you go in there and they're talking about like just normal everyday things and asking how you are and stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, it's actually not that bad in here.
Yeah.
You can get more people like that.
Bounce into prophecy, and I said that on my own. It's like bounce over it. I still goes, can we jump on the hack squat? Yeah, of course.
Hey, have you seen Nathan has challenged you? Do you train in dedicated yourself? Yeah. He's challenged, if you don't know, Jack, he's challenged everyone in dedicated to have like a powerlifting competition with prophecy.
Ooh,
that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be heavy.
Smart.
I think we'll get. I mean, we've got like Nathan and that, and Lenny are like some absolute unit.
Yeah, Lenny's a unit. Absolute unit.
And we've got some little 17-year-old kid who can deadlift 250k, and he's 17, which is stupid. But I don't even know. Like, there seems to be like, what's dedicated setup like? Do you have some units in there?
He's like the highest deadlift, 380 or something like that. Something stupid.
Fucking now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you see
I
people
think-
pushing 200 for 8 and stuff, like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think a lot more powerlifters go
Go
to
to dedicated.
dedicated
I was
than
thinking, that like we've got some units, but there's only a few.
No, like
And the
ours wear like
bodybuilders.
suits and stuff.
yeah.
So like proper, like
Yeah.
proper. Yeah, so it'd be good. That'd be a fun thing. That
It'd be
I like to watch that. To be fair,
I might join in and be able to deadlift like 40 kilos or something.
I don't think I'd fit in like here. Can I join in?
Can I join in? Where are the fives?
Yeah, yeah. You do bicep curl challenges.
It'd be funny, man. I don't even think I could. What?
That'd be good. That I'd like to watch that.
It'd be funny. Do you remember when we did the Aerodyne competition, Jack?
Oh yeah, I played no part in that game.
Yeah, that sounds horrendous.
It was terrible. We were about to try and pull, and then they were like, "Oh, it's for charity. Do this." And I was like, "Nah." And Alistair was there, and he went. I went. If you get Alistair to do 1 minute on the Aerodyne, I'll do it with him, and I'll have a race against him. And then Alistair came over and she was like, "Do you want to do it?" And he was like, "Yeah, go on." I was like, "Oh my god, fuck off!" Like I thought, if there's one person that's not going to do it, it's going to be Alistair. 'Cause he'd be like, "No." I mean, he was in the middle of legs as well. I was thinking, nah, why would he do that?
I've got a funny story with the air down. I went to CrossFit once. This one time when I went to CrossFit, and
Can't
first,
say that word anymore.
I know, yeah, it's not affiliated anymore. I went to a functional training facility, and one of the first exercise, me going in, I'm just used to lifting weights, 60 calories on the air down, into 60 calories on the rower, into 10 pull-ups, and I was like, what? Did the first round and absolutely spewed it everywhere.
That's the funniest thing, like especially when
That's a
you've done
lot.
60 calories on both right after each other for 4 rounds. I was like, what?
Like that's why it was so funny in Prophecy as well. Like Prophecy's a bodybuilding gym.
Mm.
Like there's like 3 pieces of cardio equipment in there, and that tells you all you need to know about that gym. And then they've got these 2 Aerodynes in the middle of the gym floor, and there's just these big juice heads trying to go on it, just coming off it, just absolutely fucking destroyed, lying on the track.
Yeah, like I fully was like dizzy, and like vision was blurry for like 30 seconds after it. It's just like, nah, I'm not built for this.
That's what I mean.
Last time I felt like that was when we had to do that prowler thing. Remember we done like the 6 sessions back to back when we first started coaching.
Mate.
There was 3 new coaches in the gym we used to work at, and we had to go through these 2 sessions. One was like a boxing circuit, and the other was like a prowler circuit. But we all had to coach it. So one had coached while the other 2 done it, and then you'd swap straight at the end of the session. So we ended up doing 6 sessions in a day, just no break.
God's sake.
I've never felt so bad in my life. Like,
That's
I remember getting on that prowler and having like, I think there was like 10 kilos on it.
Mm.
And it wasn't the heaviest prowler in the world. And I just remember pushing the 10 kilos thinking I can't move this. I've got nothing left.
I remember you had your Apple Watch on, and after it was like you've burned like 1,600 calories or something.
It was more, yeah, it was more than that. I think I'd done like 10,000 calories that day, 11,000 calories all in that day.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, the listeners might not have seen it, but like you might see my story the other day when I went on a run, and I was like, guys, let's go, let's get 1% better. And I decided that I'd doing legs that I'd go on a 5K run. Not to know that I got home and I just went white in the face.
Yeah.
I sat in the garden just like, oh my God, what have I done? 2 minutes before that, I was on Instagram going, yeah, guys, really smashing. Dying in my back garden.
But that's a good message, that though. Just 1% better each.
Yeah.
Because that is how you progress. I was I think I've been guilty in the past of expecting new clients to just
smash it
straight from the off and like obliterating people on legs on the first session. It's completely unnecessary. I think I was listening to a really interesting BPAC podcast. With that, we were talking about him as well, Jack, the other day. That Jax Taylor.
Yeah.
I think it was him anyway. He was on BPAC's podcast, and he was just talking about designing sessions for the mind and the body was the title of it. And he was basically talking about, like, obviously we know that new clients don't need to go to failure anyway.
No.
Their propensity to grow muscle, if you've never lifted weights before, you'd be flying anyway, regardless of whatever you do. As long as you put in a bit of work in, you'll be fine. But he was basically talking about how if you, so let's take a new client, for example, if you absolutely destroy them on a hack squat on the very first ever set of anything ever, they're now going to sort of develop, not a fear, but like they're going to be a little bit like, an attitude towards trainers, like, oh my God, this is so painful, this is horrible. And he was talking about BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor, I think it is, which is basically something that reinforces brain circuits. So if you are exercising, this BDNF increases. And so if you're exercising and also in your mind feeling like this is really uncomfortable, this is horrible, I hate it, those circuits that are associated now with exercise are being reinforced. And if you continually mash people into the ground with a hack squat, those horrible feelings towards the hack squat are going to be continuously reinforced, and to the point where people don't enjoy exercise anymore. So I think
that's why I hate cardio.
Yeah,
maybe.
Just spew. That's why I hate air dance, because I spew up down first.
Yeah. Just like years and years of going out and going, I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. I hate this. I fucking hate this.
No, it's so true though. Like, I've had it before with a client who, Louise, she once upon a time, not with me, she cried on the leg press. Like, just doing 10 reps, like, just cried on it. Like,
yeah.
And then when we go on it now, like, she's got this association with it that she just can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's and then we started doing some different stuff, and then she sort of developed a bad relationship with that one as well. Destroying the machine by its time.
That's kind of where like a couple of our issues come from in the last gym, wasn't it? That like the program was set up in a way that like session 1, you just mashed them into the ground. Like, I had clients walk out 2 exercises in, and I was new to coaching, and I was like, oh, fucking knobheads, fucking pussies. And I look back now and I'm like, don't fucking blame me for walking out. You've come in asking me to help you, and I'm like, get on that leg press, and I'm going to mash it into the ground.
Do a 90-second leg press. Do a 90-second leg press. It's like, I don't think I've ever felt such a burny sensation in my legs as doing a 90-second leg press. The way it was programmed there. I've never done it since. 3-second eccentric, 2-second pause, and then like a fucking 3-second concentric. It was just disgusting.
That sounds horrendous.
For 90 seconds, it was bad. But yeah, I think not mashing people into the ground is important.
Yeah. What we can tolerate might be different to what someone else can tolerate.
Putting some fun sessions in as well.
Yeah.
You know, just like you've got a client come in and they've just had a shit day, and you can just tell they've had a shit day, and they might be like one of your proper bubbly clients, and they come in and they're just not in a mood. They're in a mood and they're dead snappy, and you're just like, what's going on? Shit day. Right. Well, we're not fucking doing legs today then, are we? Like,
yeah.
Let's go fucking let's go and fucking get the pads out or something. Let's go and
take your anger out on me.
Yeah. Something that's gonna make you laugh and like that you can fucking moan at me about, but you're not gonna like hate every second of.
Do you know what I've found works quite well as well with people that are not enjoying exercise because it hurts so much? Like, it does hurt, and we always speak about this. Try and meditate on the muscle, where you just sort of, if anyone has not heard us talk about this before, where you just sort of like, when it starts burning, don't think, oh my God, this fucking hurts so much, or don't go into the set expecting it to hurt. Like, think about what it actually feels like. Like, consider how it feels in your leg. It probably does. It's manageable. It's not that bad. But if your attitude towards it is, oh my God, this really fucking hurts, it will hurt. But I think, like, those people who are going into a set with that mindset, I've found if you just very simply just say to them, look, I don't want you to think about how much it hurts. I want you to go through it. Because often, if you're in that situation and you're new to training, like when we train, we think about what muscle is being used, and we probably think about, we have feedback going through our knees, and we understand if it doesn't feel right, and we know what's going on. We have kinesthetic feedback going on in every movement because we're sort of intermediate to advanced lifters. Someone who's new to training doesn't have that. And so in order to sort of advance them along, I just say, look, don't think about how much it hurts. Tell me mid-set when it starts burning, tell me where. Tell me how your knees feel. Tell me how your ankles feel. Are you pushing through the balls of your foot? Are you pushing through your heel? And just literally just say, I just ask them in the middle of the set, is that burning yet? What muscle is it burning in? And then before long, like I literally done it with my mum this morning. I put her on a wall squat and in the garage.
You know. And it was at like 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning as well.
Yeah.
Like, come on, wall squats, let's go.
Wall squat. And I went, she did the set and she hated it. It was like, that's horrible, I hate it. And I went, okay. So I think she'd done like 12 reps or something like that. And so I went, all right, this set, and I did that. I just asked her, where does it burn? Like, are you pushing? And I got her to think about how it actually feels rather than her just locking in and going, oh, fuck, and just getting through it. And then she ended up doing 20 reps. And I was like, how did that feel compared to the first set? And she was like, well, easier. And I was like, did you know you'd done an additional 8 reps? And she was like, oh.
That's what I mean. Like, it's like when you're a beginner or people who are just starting off don't know what failure is or don't know what RPE9 is or what it feels like. But even you know, someone who's a little bit more intermediate like myself would be like, I could argue that failure could be a lot different than someone else could feel it. So I think it's like testing it out. Obviously, as you said, you don't have to go to failure when you're a beginner, but further down the line, go, okay, let's try and push to where you can't do no more. See how you feel with that, and then go, okay, that's technical failure. Now you know what it feels like or what it's coming up to. It's interesting, that. Very good topic.
I think shifting the mindset as well, just like what you said there, Lewis, is like initially clients are scared to fail.
Yes.
That's what we were saying about before, like they're scared of failing the diet, they're scared of failing whatever it is, they're scared of failing you. They feel a bit embarrassed telling you that like something's not gone well that week sometimes, don't they? So when you're in a set and you're like, right, okay, this set's whatever, like if you are going to take them from like 8 to 12 and you may be looking for failure with like certain clients because of like their training experience and stuff, they won't, because they won't want to fail. You know, you might say to them, right, this is 8 to 12 reps, but if you can do more, keep going, and we'll just stop them when you can't. And they'll get to like 4, they'll get to like 12 and be like, right, yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, massive one.
Add more there. Like, don't worry about like what they're failing in this. This is probably the only scenario where failure is what we want. Like,
and I think that's interesting.
A good thing.
In lockdown, like obviously people have got minimal equipment, so someone might only have a 16 key kettlebell. Just throw it out there. You know, if I say, first of all, is rep ranges are massive, very important, because instead of saying just hit 8 reps, hit between 8 and 15, somewhere there, and fail-ish with that, in that rep range. If they've only got access to that one kettlebell, they might fail at 25 or they might fail at 6, depending on the level. That's still technical failure for them. It doesn't have to be in that rep range.
Yeah.
Whereas when we get back in the gym, then you can go, okay, 16 was too light, let's try 20. Okay, I failed at 12. I'm in the right ballpark type thing. I think that's been the number one, not issue, but like number one thing I've found challenging to say to clients is like, okay, you've only got this weight, we can't really increase it anymore. You can obviously add tempo, add bands if you've got them, but try and go to a little bit further out. Don't ignore the rep ranges and just go to where you feel is best, basically.
What I've been trying to do in a similar way to that is like, obviously, say let's use wall squat for example. If I've told someone I want between 8 and 12 and they get to the 9th or 10th rep and they're thinking, I could probably get to 15 here if I wanted to. Trying to instill the courage for them to make themselves fail at 12. So like actually make it harder. So if you get to 9 and you could probably get to 15, identify that. But obviously that comes with experience and understanding where you can actually go to. But then say you're doing a 3-1 tempo and you get to 9, but you've got loads more, change it to a 5-3 and make yourself fucking die on the last 2 reps so that you actually cannot get out of that rep range.
The next time you go into that set, then you know where you stand type thing.
my appreciation for tempo has gone through the roof during all this, and I'm 100% bringing it. Like obviously, like when me and Isaac train, we apply it to a certain extent. Anyway, we always have because you know it exists, but you don't always. Said this before, like we don't always apply it to clients. Oh, I can't wait to get back in the gym and
nail yourself.
just every session, just just with clients. Like, hey, we're going on this leg press today. We're going to do 6 reps, and they're like, "What? Yeah, we're going to do 6 reps on this lightweight." I'm like, "But that's going to be easy." I'm like, "Is it? We'll do 6 second eccentrics and 6 second concentrics."
That's it. That's me. Like people have preferences as well. Like I was listening to James Smith podcast before with Lane Norton, and they were saying the same thing. Like
you had Lane Norton on it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it came out today.
Who was that? Sorry,
listen. James Smith.
Did he? Nice.
And he says basically like obviously everything's personalized depending on what they like. Like I prefer to do maximum 6 reps on deadlift. Don't know why, just prefer it. You probably get the same hypertrophic effect if you do 15 on deadlift with a similar failure again. But it comes down to preference. Like you might love to fail at 20 reps on leg press.
No.
Yeah.
No.
As little as possible.
No one loves that.
No one loves that.
No chance.
I think you've got to have a bit of a mixture. I think.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, it's like whenever we train legs, Jack, we always make sure that we get some sort of metabolic destruction implemented on a hack squat widowmaker or something, or a leg press. We'll always do like a widowmaker or something where it's just horrible. You just got to get it done. I think everyone loves lifting heavy or prefers like anything to me above 10 reps. That's when it starts to burn. Don't really enjoy it. Whereas if I'm lifting something heavy for 7-8 reps, I feel strong as fuck and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I again biases my rules. Like you want like a quarter in the lower rep range, half of the session in the mid rep range, and a quarter of the session in the higher rep range.
Yeah,
that depends on bicep curl. You wouldn't do 6 reps on bicep curl.
Yeah.
Well, you would, but not me. And then the strong lifts in that low rep range. So again, this comes down to individual what people prefer.
Yeah.
Is it going to have a massive effect if it's changed?
And also their goals as well. Like
Yeah.
if you have someone who's like I've just taken on a footballer who wants to improve power, like most of his shit is going to be lower rep range.
Yeah, exactly. Like low rep range though.
Well,
like low rep range.
Yeah, exactly. But then for me, most of my shit is sort of in that hypertrophy sort of rep range, where anywhere mostly between 8 and 15, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel that good. I prefer to lift heavy shit, but I want to be massive, so.
Goes hand in hand.
We've had to teach me to be good in the higher rep ranges because I was just a big pussy.
It was fully mindset.
100%.
Yeah.
It always is with me. Like, not to sound like a dickhead, I'm strong. Like I always have been, because I'm just a bit of a goat. Like it's not through being good at like training or anything. I'm just like just happen to be quite strong again. I just pick up strength quite easily. But my headspace, my mindset sometimes is just the weakest thing in the world, and it just doesn't back up the strength that I've got. Like that leg, I don't know if you remember it. We done the hack in Prophecy, and Ali come over, and I had Ali on one side of me and Isaac on the other.
Ruthless.
Bad idea.
One of them squeezing.
You had that as well. The first time you walked into Prophecy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to overstep my boundaries and mash you up though. Whereas I just tethered Jack. We both just tethered Jack.
Like that, hands down, the hardest set I've ever done.
Yeah.
I've done it. And I probably could have done it months ago, but at that point, the setup, the headspace going into that set, having those two there next to me going, look, you're just going to go until we tell you to stop. Like, they weren't letting me lock that.
That's horrible, that.
Well, there was, I think it was a combination of, going back to what we were saying before, intensity is something that needs to be developed. Like, you'd never taken, I don't think, or in the past, not that you'd never taken the intensity, but with higher rep ranges, you weren't skilled in the higher rep ranges because you hadn't done much of it. Like all your shit was lower rep range mostly. So when remember the very first time we tried to do a hack squat and you shitted on like 10 reps in?
Yeah.
It was like, because it was like, it was already burning. You knew you had like another 15 to go.
Yeah. The head just went. Yeah.
But then the more and more we did it and the more aerobic shit we incorporated into your program, then you were built up to the point where you just fucking annihilated it with me and Al, with our thumbs right in your XM.
The people around you make a massive difference as well. Have you ever seen that Larry Wheels deadlift and he's got like a room full of powerlifters all around him, screaming at him, and his chest starts bleeding? Like, yeah, it's the maddest thing. He does this deadlift and literally like just blood, like 5 or 6 spots on his chest.
Start bleeding.
Just get like blood running down his chest. Like,
wow.
Intense. The maddest thing I've ever seen.
How far the body can go, it's mad.
I'm pretty sure like Thor Bjornsson's in the background. There's just about 15 fellas and women who all they probably weigh about 30 ton combined, all screaming at him to pick this weight up. Like,
you're not failing, are you?
You're not failing that. You're not lifting that up off the ground.
No chance. I'd say like there's a difference between like competition strength versus regular strength.
Yeah.
I think it's massive difference, and I think I'd like to experience that in the future. Like, you know, go into a comp and go, fucking hell, just put 30 kg on my deadlift there. How? You know what I mean?
Just because you're so fucking
pumped.
Aroused.
Yeah.
Aroused.
That's what it is, isn't it?
That's what it is. My brain went back to A-level PA. There's this graph called the inverted U theory. Onto it, anyone? It's basically an N. I don't know why they call it the inverted U theory, but it's basically it's like a graph, and arousal
must be trademarked.
What?
N must be trademarked, and they couldn't use it.
It's like a graph, and arousal is like that, and so it's basically like performance is another one. I can't even remember it. I'm butchering it, but it's basically there's a point where as arousal increases, performance goes up, and then there's a point where as arousal gets too high, performance just dips.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're aroused to fuck, funny word, you'll perform much better.
So go into the gym aroused, and everyone, you'll make it gains.
Come the 4th of July, I am going to be seriously aroused.
I know, I fucking can't wait, man.
Gotta bounce in like that.
But that's what we try and do, innit, Jack? When before, like, I can't do a top set without loads of loud, aggressive music.
That's exactly it. The same thing.
Trying to get that arousal up. But that's another reason why I think you couldn't do any metabolic shit, or you couldn't push yourself, because you going into a Widowmaker dead angry, like, and then that can only last like 30 seconds, and then that intensity and that anger is dissipated, and now you just sat there with burny legs, and you're like, oh shit, and then you just give up.
I'm gone after 6 reps, and I've got fucking 30 to do.
For me, I remember going in the gym and I put it on today. Actually, that PB I did with the deadlift, 260, and I remember it was like midday and dedicated, which is dead. Like, I set my camera up and everything, it was dead.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, I went in 6 o'clock in the night and it was booming. And I did 250 for 3. And I was like, this is why, because it's busy. Like, because I'm on there on my own. 12 o'clock, I'm doing a PB, 1 rep max, no one's about. And I did it and I was like, yes. Then when I went in the night time, I was like, Jesus Christ, I need people around me.
It's mad.
I was getting near the 200 mark now after this. Take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it'll be funny.
Like, I think all of us going back in are going to be like hit hard mentally more than anything. I don't think we're going to be massively weaker.
Nah.
But like the mental side of the training, like
I used to be able to
lift that first session with you, Isaac, we're just going to be like, we'll be fucked at the end of it, because we'll have that added boost of us both being there to push you through the set. But we'll be trying to go to the intensity that we normally go to without the mental ability to stay at that intensity for the full 3 hours that it ends up being.
The recovery will be shocking.
It's going to be one of those sessions where I have to come home and have a nap.
Yeah, definitely. The recovery will just be mental. The DOMS is going to be crazy. I think it'll be compounded by the absolute desire that we will feel going into the gym for the first session, being proper buzzing, ready to fucking. I haven't been able to train hard for 12 weeks. Let me smash myself into the floor, sort of mentality. And
that leg session with Al, that was the last time I had that, and that I know it's going to be the same. Like I drove home, struggled to drive home because I felt nauseous. I've got an automatic and I still struggle to drive home.
I stalled.
Got on the couch and was like, right, it's probably been about an hour and a half now. I'll check my heart rate and that and see if I can eat. And then the thought of even getting up off the couch to eat, I was just like, it's not happening this, you know. I'm going to have to knock this out. You just sat there still in my gym stuff, just fell asleep on the couch and woke up 2 hours later, just fucked.
It's going to be a humbling experience though, innit? Because we know that we don't want to go there. But our ego will be like, I need to get back there quite quick.
Yeah, you're going to see like every gym head in the UK heading to the gym. If it's the 4th, that's a Saturday, isn't it? If it's the 4th, heading on the Saturday. And then if you go out on the Sunday, there'll just be no one.
Yeah, there'll be no one.
Just unable to move.
How do you reckon they're going to structure it? Do you reckon it's just going to be like, just go in? Or do you reckon they'll do like they'll limit capacity or something?
So I think it's going to be mainly, I spoke to a guy who's a manager in one of the Everlasts. I think a lot of the equipment's either blocked off or removed. There's like boxes, like personal space boxes in like the free weights area. So you like a 2 meter box around you to train in. All the equipment you use, you need to wipe down after you've used it with like antibacterial stuff, which again, I mean, off topic, but antibacterial to clean a virus has baffled my brain from the start of this whole thing. Anyway, off topic, wipe the equipment down, and then I think like benches are going to have to be spaced out so far and stuff, and then I think there's going to be a limit on how many members can be at once and stuff like that.
I think it'll be like per square footage of how many people can get in. But I think they'll also take advantage and be like, okay, if you want peak time, it's going to cost you this much. If you want to come at 6 in the morning, 4 in the morning, it's going to be this much type thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're only lucky, like, because in our gym, there's only us 4 coaches and that's it, with 4 clients. So, like, it's not the biggest gym in the world. So, again, it just depends. Like, we have to see what's going to happen. Like,
I think, again, same for us. Like, there's only 2, apart from the owners of our gym, there's only 2. Well, me and Tom from Silverjacks in there, and there's only 1 other PT in there who rents out of our gym. Now the other one's left. So in terms of us booking, because at first it was like, you're going to have to fight for slots, you know, to like, if we can only have so many members in.
Yeah. They're going to make advantage of them, aren't they?
They've got to be, you can have these slots, but you can't always have the 6 a.m. Do you know what I mean? If another PT needs a 6 a.m. and they're struggling to get someone in, blah, blah, blah. But now there's only really us, and my initial plan is to just get Tom full first, and then I'll go back so I can still do the online and social media. Do you know what I mean? He's been, I want him back in with clients and stuff before I'm in with clients, rather than me being busy and not seeing Tom and him having like 3 sessions a week, which was what happened when I first brought him in, which I'm not happy with. Going back, not that I don't want to be coaching, I still need to be doing sessions. Do you know what I mean? I've not been doing this long enough to be fucking arrogant enough to think, oh, that's me done with the gym floor.
Yeah.
But also, I've got to oversee him. Do you know what I mean? So I need that time and space, and also he needs to be making money. It needs to be worth his while coming in. Do you know what I mean? So he needs all the clients. So essentially, there's only Tom and the other PT that I've got to work around sessions. So it should be pretty okay for us, even though it's a members gym. Like,
that's good.
I don't know what's going to happen with Prophecy. There's like about 10 PTs, isn't there?
Mate, I can't wait to see what Prophecy looks like when you go back though. New floor and everything.
New floor, man.
Ooh, second floor.
I think I spoke to Nathan a while back. Obviously, I haven't spoken to him since they actually put the floor in, but he was talking about putting a spin studio in and like cardio-based shit on the top floor mainly, and a studio and stuff like that. Which, hopefully he hasn't, but I mean, I don't think there's going to be much like ability to put loads of weights on a second floor that's just sort of chilling. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what, like, we've got that mezzanine in ours, haven't we?
Mm.
And it's made from, it's like, it's a solid mezzanine, but like,
I want to be pressed underneath that, mate. Swift that.
well, the leg area is underneath it, and the only real weight things upstairs is the glute drive and a seal row and a chest supported T-bar row. But if someone drops just a 20 plate, you know, if they're trying to put it back on the thing and it slips or whatever, it sounds like the whole roof's going to come down. So
yeah,
if you're in prophecy and you're putting Nathan on a fucking 6 plate aside shoulder press up there, it's not gonna work, is it?
Hold on well, like.
Like Nathan standing up there alone is a bit much, do you know what I mean? And then you add all the fucking plates as well.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be
yeah,
it's gonna be different, but it's gonna be exciting as well. Like, so.
Yeah, definitely.
As you said, Jack, luckily, like we've all adapted to online, which is lucky enough that we can still, you know, ease back into it. And people who haven't been as successful online might need to get in a little bit quicker. But it's just gonna be a weird one, innit? We have to see.
What are your goals for the future, Lewis?
My goal for the future, just to get, as you said, get better each day with becoming a better coach. That's the whole purpose of it. I've got goals to set with my business, things I want to achieve with that. Just to become a better person. I know it sounds really daft and probably a little bit zen, but
I like that, lad.
Hey, do you know what I want to ask you about? I seen on your, I think you put on your story a few months back. Did you go on like a trip to Asia?
Yeah, so when I was 21 must have been. I finished uni, got a drama degree, haven't I? If you didn't know that.
Yes,
when I got my drama degree, I just decided I was going to go away for 6 weeks and go to Sri Lanka to volunteer. And I did drama therapy, which is basically drama for disabled children in Sri Lanka on my own. And it was insane. Like, it was insane.
Sick.
I remember I got off the plane and I was like, I went with like this company, and I got there and the woman was like, there's going to be 7 of us, all staying together, you know, traveling around, that sort of thing. They were all girls and just me. And I was like, straight away, I rang my mum and I was like, listen, book me a flight tomorrow, I'm coming home. And obviously I didn't, I stayed, and it was the best experience I've ever had. Like, it just makes you, I can't explain it. Like, the same with the way fighting did, with the way you just view things is just ridiculous. Like, you just look at things and think like, that's not a big deal. Or when you know, things are monetized and stuff, you just think about like having a fulfilling life. I go with 4 principles, so I'll let you take these: health, wealth, love, and fulfillment. If you feel them 4 things, life's good, man.
That sounds absolutely sick. And Jack, you're thinking of moving to Australia, aren't you?
Yeah.
Travel is one of the most, like, I really want to go traveling for a long period, and I think it's one of the something that I think if you didn't do it, you'd regret it massively.
Yeah.
Or you would miss out, even if you weren't conscious of how much you'd missed out. You would be missing out.
That's what I mean. Like, one of the other goals at the minute, like, it sounds daft for some people, but it's my goal is to get me beard out of full-time work so we can go away and travel a little bit longer. There's no point in me being free, in quotation marks, if she's still in her job. So the plan is to be able to make enough money, first of all, to support us while if we did go long-term traveling, that sort of thing. So that's what I do.
Well, I was saying to you the other day, Jack, when in the last episode, someone asked us on a question what our goals for the future are. One of my goals is to be able to fully support myself with just completely online training, and then being able to have the ability to just, if I wanted to, I don't know why I said South Africa last episode, but I don't want to go to South Africa. Just have the ability to fuck off somewhere with my laptop and just bring in money, and just, if I wanted to, spend 3 years in Bali if I wanted to.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the goal for a lot of people, isn't it? And that's it. We love coaching. It's just that the time for money principle doesn't always work for some people. And the whole idea is to try and not only step away from that, but step away from it a little bit more than what you might do if you first started out, basically.
That's kind of the reason I brought all the coaches in. One, the goal is always to help as many people as possible. Like that's like been an underlying goal throughout. Like I never entered into this thinking I was going to get rich. Like that, it's not money driven. Do you know what I mean? But it's in a selfish way. It is my business, and I don't want the business to consume me. Even though I'm trying to help people. Like if I can help people through other coaches and free up time for me to be able to do the things I want to do and be successful that way, then that's the way I'll go about it. Do you know what I mean? Because like you said, like the one-to-one, it does work well. I enjoy having the clients coming in and I enjoy that side of it. So that is a big thing for me, and I don't really want to get rid of that at all. But for me to do it on my own, you just can't and live a life. Like it's not sustainable. Like how do you take a holiday when you've got like 40 sessions a week?
Yeah,
you can't go away for more than a week or 2 weeks, can you?
Yeah,
and stay in the business. Like
you're losing money.
You're losing clients. You're losing money. Like even if they stay on with you, they've had a big gap in their training and their like stuff from you and that. So if I said to Tom the other week, I messaged him and was just like, look, the goal is to you're going to lead the one-to-ones. Like I want more coaches to come in as we get some form of new normality back, and I want you to head it up. Like obviously I'll still oversee it all and like I'll still have it the way I want it, but you're going to be the face of one-to-one, and the coaches need to look up to you as the one-to-one coach. And then I haven't even spoke to him about this, or I haven't even told my ma, but like if I move to Australia...
There you go, Tom. There's your future.
I've never thought about that, but in terms of like, if we move to Australia, like I can't run a one-to-one in Liverpool from Australia, do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So essentially, like if it's going well like it was before lockdown, Tom's got himself a one-to-one business there. You know what I mean? Because
I think that's so important, developing into the way you've set up your business, developing into it, a work-life balance. Going back to one of your 4 principles, Lewis, fulfilment.
Fulfillment.
Yeah, fulfillment. Well, one of them was fulfillment. If you're just smashing yourself for 60 sessions a week, you don't have the time to find things to fulfill yourself. You need, like I always think about, I think about people who become millionaires or whatever. Like I seen a video of Jeff Bezos this morning. I was thinking, yeah, it's fucking boss that he's the richest man, or the publicly richest man on the planet. But I guarantee there's probably a window of about 20 years where he didn't enjoy his life.
Yeah.
Or he just sort of was on autopilot, just working every day, 16 hours a day. There's no, that's a big chunk of his life that is gone and he will never get back.
Phil Laney put a post up about that yesterday, I think. Did either of you see it?
No.
Let me see if I can get it up quickly.
It's
kind of 50-50. I was 50-50 with it. Like I get it, and then again I sort of disagree with it as well. It was saying about like spending, basically wasting your money on stuff if you want to be successful. Where is he? He's not coming up on my Instagram. What?
Maybe you blocked you.
He's blocked me, yeah. Because I've done a better video on skinny jab than he did. No, basically it was like, take a look around. If you want to be successful in business, take a look around at all the stuff that you don't need. All the shit that you don't need. Stop buying all the shit that you don't need. And in 20 years, you'll have all the money. Save that money, and in 20 years, you'll have all the money to buy that shit you don't need. And by then, you probably won't want it.
Yeah.
And I get what he's saying, but if I spend 20 years in a business or 10 years in a business and don't enjoy the success of the business for 10 years, just to then in 10 years time be like, oh, well, I'm fucking 40 now, so
Exactly.
what
Like,
the fuck am I going to do?
Like you could just completely sacrifice your life until you're 50 and become the richest man in the world, but like you're 50, innit? Like what, you
Yeah.
can't enjoy the money to the same degree. It's like I'd much rather have a normal person's life and enjoy it as a normal person would throughout the whole of it, rather than having an extremely fantastic 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Phil, like obviously Phil's massively successful with personal training and coaching people, and he's always going on about how happy he is with his family, and like he's built like a boss life for them and stuff. And that's come from him grinding away on the gym floor for years and years and years. But I think like you've got that now, amazing. Like everyone can look up to that and be like, that's really good. Those hours that you were grinding away on the gym floor, what else were you doing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yes, it's got you to where you are now, but what else? Like, that was a chunk of your life.
Yeah.
Are you sacrificing 10 years for 10 years?
Mm.
Like,
That's why I bought a drone.
20.
Sounds really weird. That's why, my bird got me a drone for my birthday, because I wanted something that wasn't fitness related. Because all I do is read fitness, watch fitness, do fitness, coach fitness. And I just wanted something that I could just fly a drone, take some videos, and have a little bit of a hobby on the side, which is nothing to do with fitness.
Yeah, that's literally.
He started doing fitness videos with it.
Yeah, there's
Shit.
Hey, you've got to tell us how you do that mad shit where you record yourself twice. And
you need to tell us how to do this, because it tells my head so badly.
I'll tell you how to do it. First of all, just to mention it.
Explain to people what it actually is.
So there's a video going around of me and me coaching me how to do an exercise in the same video. And it just comes down to a little bit of trickery with the camera. So I'll tell you properly how to do it after this, no problem. But basically you record the video of you doing both. The drama degree comes in it with timings and stuff. So I'll do the exercise and I'll talk to myself through the exercise. And then what you do is you put the video together and then you flip the frame so it's vertical. So you've got the left of the one video and the right of the second video in the same video. And that's it.
Is that it?
That's it. It takes me 2 minutes to do.
That's flying.
But also, just a quick note, the first time I've done it, everyone's like, oh my God, how'd you do that? Loads of views, loads of this. Second one I did, no one cares. It shows you how quick social media just rolls on.
Yeah, that's it. I'll do a rant on Friday and no one will even watch it.
Exactly. I did 10 of them videos. He just went.
It's mad, innit?
But I'll show you how to do it properly after this.
But I love your Instagram.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like yours too.
It's always very positive. Like you've always got a story on, and you're always talking about something positive, and it's great.
That's it. You've got it. I mean, people will usually follow you because of your work or because you inspire them in some way. So if someone can look at my story and go, do you know what? Like one of my clients yesterday said, I watched that story on the leg press and it probably got me pumped up. And I was like, if that does that to you, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I love that. I actually wanted to talk about that on this day. I was going to put a story on this morning about it, but I thought I'd talk on here instead to get it across a little bit better than on the story. But like, I've had, especially during lockdown, where I've done like calls with people, just use your words. I've done calls with people just for nothing, just a bit bored, just not bored, but just like, let's just talk it out. Like, let's just see what's going on.
Yeah.
How can I help? And then just getting like a random message back, like a couple of weeks later, being like, hey, I did this, or I implemented this, and this is what's happened. And it's like, that's all come just through Instagram and talking to people. Like, I only know Lewis from following on Instagram, and then I seen him in Dedicated one day and was like, got his Instagram up and was like,
He looks a lot smaller in real life.
Lewis, yeah, because like no one wants to be that person going over, oh, Lewis, and they're like, no, mate, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind, see you later.
But it's
It's
exactly.
mad, like, as you said, like I have people, you know, mates who you don't see for a while, and you'll go out with them and you go, remember that thing you put on Instagram when like 6 months ago? And I'd be like, yeah, but they haven't liked it, haven't done nothing with it, but it's helped them in some way.
Yeah.
You just get that recognition off the back of it, which is the main reason we do it, type thing. So
Definitely, man.
Have you had this? I bet you've definitely had it, Lewis, because you're in town as well, so like people see you a lot.
yeah.
That doesn't happen to me because I'm sort of on the edge of town. I was in Costco one week and I had me Silverjacks like hoodie or jacket on or something, and some random guy just walked past me and went, "You all right, Jack?" "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Hey mate, you okay?" Yeah. And walked off. And I was like, my babe was like, "Who was that?" I was like, "I don't know." And then I looked down, they had the big Silverjacks thing on, and I was like, that's mad, that. I've got no idea who you are, I don't even know your name.
Yeah, I've had that before where like people have said, all right, Lou, my kind mates, and just walk past them and been like, I have no idea that wasn't. And the lad in the gym was like, oh yeah, I seen you today. I was like, oh, did you? But it's nice at the same time, isn't it? Because obviously he remembered you from somewhere. So
something you've put up has caught their eye, which is good.
Yeah,
I've never had that. I'm jealous.
Mate, it'll come. It's a weird feeling.
The
fame messes with your head. It's weird.
Yeah, I just walk to the front of the Costco queue now. I don't even queue up.
Yeah, just wear it.
I am.
Thought you changed a little bit, Jack.
Yeah. I just wear my Silverjacks t-shirt everywhere now, and then when there's queues in the Asda and stuff, are you a key worker? No, mate, I'm fucking Jack from Silverjacks. Why are you even asking me that?
That's me. I haven't got really. I've got a top that I wear for coaching, but I haven't really got any like merch or nothing where it's like free promotion, isn't it? Basically. So what I did do, I got a phone case years ago, and I used to put it face down when I was in a coffee shop, and that used to get some recognition, which was a little tip for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Put it face down, have your logo on the back of the phone, and then someone will look and go, oh, that's what it is. I'll have a little Google or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I used to be 50-50 on it, because I remember seeing a post by someone saying like, people spend loads of time on their logo and loads of time on branding and stuff like that, and it's like, you're not Nike, no one gives a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one actually gives a fuck what your logo looks like or whatever. But then I was on a webinar with Callum from Graffit on the OTA, and he was like, I don't go outside without a Graffit top on. And it was like, basically saying, I can't remember how he worded it properly, but he was like, you won't see me without Graffit on it. You won't see a post without Graffit on it. If it gets one person through it, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? If one person stops me and talking about coaching or whatever, like, I could be having the most random conversation with someone anywhere, and I'll throw my coaching into it.
Yeah,
because it might lead to something.
No, I've got the opposite effect as well. Like, I've had this issue where I don't want to be branded as a personal trainer because I'm Lewis, but I'm really good at my job as in a personal trainer.
Yeah.
But that's not my identity. I'm just that person. And you should definitely both have it. You know, you're the guy at the party to ask questions to about fitness. You're the guy to always do this. But like, I hate being branded as that.
Yeah.
Because I'm much more of a person.
Yeah.
Even though I'm good at my job. So it comes from two angles, but that's 100%. If I was sitting in Costa and I've got a t-shirt on with my brand on, people are going to ask you questions, and that could lead to something which is good. But yeah, it's one of them. It's it.
Yeah, see, like I don't have that problem because I don't go to parties.
What?
I don't have that problem because I don't go to parties.
Do you remember, you know, Adam from that terrible gym we used to work at?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just say, you know him anyway. Adam Davies. He used to be known as Adam. Oh, I can't say it. Fuck. we have a thing.
Adam that gym.
The name of our old gym because we hate it. But let's imagine Adam Blank, and that was just his name. Like he'd go, oh my god, it's Adam Blank. Just in like people would recognize him as that, and it's like that's not his identity. But I actually think on the flip side of that, some people struggle, and that does become their actual identity. Like, I
Yeah.
think some people identify themselves as, like, not anyone in particular, but like people may identify themselves as like a bodybuilder, let's say. They are a bodybuilder. They're not a person and a bodybuilder second. So it's like I think you see it often with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson identifies himself as a boxer. He's been a boxer all his life, obviously, blah, blah, blah. He stopped being a boxer. He went fat, got all fucked up on drugs, drink, like probably was depressed, all mad shit. And now he's come back as a boxer. He's 50. What are you doing? Like, he has not let go of that identity.
He's just defined himself as that boxer, and that only lasts for 20 years, whatever it is.
Like, he can only be fulfilled by boxing.
By that.
I think it's very important to
On
make
the whole note of having your name and the gym after it, I've just realised I've done that with both me and Tom. On our social medias.
But yeah, but I mean, you sort of do need it, innit? In practical terms. But I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying, like, when you actually, as an individual, identify yourself as part of the business or part of a gym or something bigger than that's actually not you, that's you're fucking yourself a bit, I think.
Limiting yourself. Like,
that's it. You put yourself in a corner, and you only deal with fitness. But I might be really good at business, you know, and you might be something else down the line. Wink, wink. And that doesn't define me. That's just one side of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird one.
Yeah, definitely.
Good topic.
Definitely. Should we wrap it up?
I think we should, mate, because I've got to eat food before I go and train.
I've got legs. I can't be asked today.
I've got back, mate.
Rest day.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like I'm insane dropping calories this week. I've been like doing like double the amount of cardio. I'm fucked all the time. And I was like, oh, it's legs today. Remember, Jack, I was telling you, when I'm programming for myself, I try and justify with science the fact that I just want to be a pussy. Like, I didn't want to train legs today, and I was like, woke up, I was like, oh, let me check me resting heart rate, let me check me let me check me fucking me fasted glucose, and I was hoping that they'd all be up, and they weren't, and I was like, fuck's sake.
That's I'd say it all the time. It's one of my favorite things to say to clients, or like especially on like an initial conversation, is you're your own best mate.
Yeah.
Like you'll always give yourself an excuse.
Yeah, always.
So go and fucking train legs, you big pussy.
I know. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm just trying to be aware of it whenever it pops up. Right. Thank you everyone for listening. I really enjoyed that episode. Fantastic conversation. When life is back to normal and we can do this in person, it'd be fantastic to get you back on, Lewis.
Yeah, thank you for having me. There's a combo that really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time out to come and chat some shit with us.
You're welcome.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And thanks for bringing a coffee.
Yeah, you're welcome. Got nailed. I need another one.
Remind everyone where they can find you on Instagram.
So Instagram's at Lewis Neill _coaching. Also got a couple of podcasts as well. So the Bagels and Bicep podcast, which is soon to be rebranded. And I'm also part of the Lid Lifters, if you want to go and listen to another science-based podcast.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
You're welcome, mate. It's been a pleasure. Right, we'll see you in the next episode. 11 done. 11 episodes done.
11 done.
Big
numbers.
Right. Thank you again, everyone. Speak to you soon.